What's up, guys? Sekapoko here, bringing another One Piece Treasure Cruise video, going over another piece of One Piece Treasure Cruise news. For this, we're going over the brand new Germa 66 Sugofest. We're going to be going over a little bit of Coliseum Sicilian as well as Raid Caesar, the three main things that are coming out in the next couple weeks for One Piece Treasure Cruise. So we had a news video really recently, so we have another news video coming out, so that's really hype. Lots of cool things happening on One Piece Treasure Cruise, so I definitely recommend checking it out and seeing all the great things that are happening in the next couple weeks. So the first thing we're going to see, of course, is the new Germa 66 Sugofest. You can see here, it looks awesome. I totally would, like, if I was looking at this banner, I would totally want to pull on it, and it looks really cool. However, the rates on the banner are not like so good that you have to pull on them, and unless you're going to go for the entire batch, I really recommend holding off on this Sugofest, because if you don't have the entire batch, the team is just not as good. However, there are ways of getting the entire getting the legend for legend judge, and not having the entire batch and having enough boost on your team. So without further ado, let's go into the Coliseum and see exactly what we're going to get in the next couple weeks for Coliseum Sicilian. First thing we're going to get, of course, we're going to have the return of Nekomamushi, sweet, a return of Coliseum Ace, also sweet, and everybody else is kind of crap. Those are going to be coming on the 9th through the 21st. The second set is going to be the second coming of Coliseum Sicilian, as well as return of Coliseum Zephyr, and the rest are pretty much crap, so you can skip all of them. Coliseum Kadatsu I saw used for one time ever, and it's really not worth farming to that one time ever use. Next set, of course, is the first batch we went over the last time. It's going to be Coliseum Briny World, Coliseum Dellinger, and Coliseum Lauji, all of which are going to be on the half stamina Coliseums, which is going to be very cool. Coliseum Blenheim and Coliseum Helen Meppo. If you didn't see my last news video, go ahead and check that out, and make sure that you hit the like and subscribe button on that one, as well as the like and subscribe button on this one. You know, like and subscribes are nice. Make me feel good. So going into this further, we're going to go into Coliseum Sicilian, which is going to be the other set of Coliseums going to be coming out in tandem with the other batch for the Briny World, Dellinger, and Lauji set. We're going to have return of Coliseum Kuro and Coliseum Kinemon. Coliseum Kinemon is one of those must farm units. You have to get him. Coliseum Kuro is a very useful unit for certain situations, as well as speed teams, because his cooldown is extremely low. So I definitely recommend farming him for your speed teams. And if you want to do some meme combo hit teams, he is a 10 combo hit unit. So definitely worth getting him if you just want to get one copy for those turtle farming runs for Princess Turtles, because Princess Turtles are coming out. So I definitely recommend at least getting one copy and evolving him for that 10 combo hit character. Now, Coliseum Sicilian is a really useful unit. We went over in the last video, so go ahead and check that out. So definitely farm him if you get the chance. Now we're going to go into what each of these... now we're going to go into the Sugofest and what each unit does. Now, Judge is going to have some really cool artwork. You can see here, on the left-hand side, there's this unevolved unit, and evolved, he looks like a total supreme badass, so that is very hype. He looks super awesome. I really like this artwork. It is super cool. Going to the next set of units here, we have Int Reiju. Reiju looks something like this. She is got some very cool artwork. Totally safe for work, as you can see. She has this is like great looking artwork as well. And then of course we're gonna have Ichiji, who looks kind of cool. I like Ichiji. He's got that fist coming out. That's kind of cool. Then we have Niji, who's gonna be this quick version. He's just kind of whatever. Yonji, also kind of I think Judge looks the best, and of course Reiju looks the best. So without further ado, let's go ahead and go into the abilities and what the characters are all about. So Judge is a rainbow captain, and I say that literally because he can only be a rainbow booster. He works a lot like Magellan, where you have to have one of every single type on your team in order for his captain ability to work. So his captain ability is a little bit different. He is going to be kind of a mix between let's say Magellan with the captain ability, the damage reduction from, let's say, Marco without any HP requirement, and finally the damage boost you get from Strong with Ace. So 6+ Ace Magellan and Marco kind of all put together into one unit, and that's basically what he does. Except instead of being a 3 times booster or 3.25 times booster for like Storm Aces, he's actually a 3.9375 booster, basically a 4x booster. Which is really big for Rainbow Captain. Just saying, it's stupid strong. So as a unit, extremely strong. So if you do want to check it out, I will be doing a tier list update with the new side judge in it as well. So I'll be throwing that out probably sometime in the next day or two when we get all the other information coming out, as well as know a little bit more about what other units are going to be coming out in the future. We're probably going to do it around the same time we're going to get the next 6+, so that it all lines up perfectly. So, Side Judge also has about 4,212 HP, which is a bonkers amount of HP. It's a very high amount of HP, which is really good. It has 1510 attack, which is pretty medium, not like super high, not super low, just pretty medium. 200 recovery, whatever. 5 combo, that's interesting. Normally it's 4 combo, but 5 combo, okay. It's got 5 sockets and 55 cost. Okay, so he's going to reduce the incoming damage by 15%, which is really cool, because if you use that along with another unit, it's kind of like how, I guess T.S. Luffy would be the better example instead of Marco, because T.S. Luffy also reduces damage. So it'll have like that level of damage reduction, but he also boosts HP by 1.25, so he's going to have similar HP values to Sanji. Probably should be seeing about 35 to 45,000 HP on his teams, depending on how many Captain Candies, how well limit broken your teams are, etc. And that's what you should probably expect to see on his teams. Now, in addition to that, it's basically just a powerhouse team, so you're going to be healing for 1900 every single turn with the powerhouse boat, so it is going to be a very strong team if you're using a powerhouse boat. And if you're using the Whitebeard ship, probably a much higher value in order to get that extra boost. So, going further into this character, you can see that his special is going to reduce the bind by 7 turns, which is kind of okay, whatever. It's going to boost orbs by 2 times, non-conditional. That part is really good. Just being a 1-turn 2 times orb booster is really good. The fact that this bind reduction on top of it is just kind of screams the next fit. Next event's going to have some kind of bind. So, whatever. And when he himself is the captain or the guest captain, for 1 turn, increase the appearance of Psi orbs and randomize all orbs. Now, his captain ability also has a Shanks-like quality, where he's going to increase the appearance of Psi orbs, so that you're actually going to see more Psi orbs all the time, which is going to make it so that if you have the full team, you're going to have all matching orbs. And I'll go over why that is in a bit. Now, Reiju, Ichiji, Niji, and Yonji all have basically the same captain ability, except for their respective colors. They're going to be a 2.25 times boost and 1.3 powerhouse attack boost, and I believe those two stack. So if we multiply those together, we get, let me put that in the calculator real quick. That that's the wrong button. So we do a 2.25 times 1.3, that will come out to be 2.925. So each of these characters, if you have a powerhouse int team, a powerhouse strength team, a powerhouse quick team, or a powerhouse dex team, will have a 2.925 captain ability by themselves, and they're also going to boost powerhouse recovery, HP, or recovery or HP by 1.2, which is kind of weird. Like, the only one that does recovery is the Reiju. Everybody else does HP, which is kind of weird, but whatever. Hopefully that was mistranslated and that's actually HP. They all have different special abilities, and they all tie into each other perfectly for like a multiple turn burst team. But they all have the same Sailor ability, and they all treat Psi orbs as beneficial. So if you're using the Psi Judge Captain and you have the full team, you're gonna have a full board of matching orbs if you shuffle with the Psi Judge ability. And the reason he's a very strong unit is because he's basically a full orb changer for your entire team with one specific team, and it's an all matching orbs. So it's kind of weird because the Psi Judge team is not like a team that you can use a bunch of different characters on unless they all treat Psi as matching. It's like you can only use the Reiju team in order to do that. Sorry, the Reiju, Ichiji, Niji, and Yonji team in order to get the full bang for your buck, which I think is kind of weird. I'm not a super big fan of only having this team, because you could probably use other teams, but the whole character revolves around getting orbs in a really weird way, so I'm not really sure how I'm going to do that. I'm sure that you can use, since it's me a powerhouse team essentially, you're basically going to be using, you can use the quick Lucci on your team and get a full board of matching orbs that way, so you don't have to use a full team. You can just basically use the quick Lucci instead and have Psy Judge as a sub, as the captain, and have a quick Lucci sub, and so you can vary your team a little bit around. That's probably the only way you're going to get like full matching orbs that way, unless you're going to be using, say, the strength Lucci and trying to orb manipulate, increase the orb chance, and try to do it that way. But it's a little weird either way, so I'm not like super in love with that, but you have to use other legends in order to bring out the full potential of the team, unless you get the full team. So Reiju is going to remove all forms of poison, so that's all. I don't know why I say all forms of poison, because all poison removers remove toxic, so it's the same. And this was a new form of poison that we don't know about, which would be really weird. She's going to restore 3 turns of paralysis, despair, and special seal. Honestly, not a big fan of the Reiju, because Mancherry is flat out better. Not a super big fan. If the captain has a powerhouse, it's also going to reduce the incoming damage by 70%. I believe that's for 2 turns. It might be for 1 turn, but I believe it's for 2 turns. I saw different translations, so we'll see. Ichiji is going to lock the chain multiplier at 2.5, and if captain is basically judge or powerhouse unit, it's going to delay all units by 2 turns. Whatever. Chain locker and delayer. Obviously, there's going to be a delayed booster on this team. So, when the captain is a quick character or side character, it's going to boost the attack of the entire crew by 1.75 for 2 turns. This character, however, the Niji character, is really, really good. So, Niji is going to fit really well on, say, Enel teams, Kizaru teams, etc., whatever you want to use him on. It doesn't have to be a powerhouse character, which is really, really strong. Now, this Niji character, I believe, is the best character in the entire batch, because he's going to be a 1.75 booster to your entire team, rainbow boost to any unit for 2 turns. And when the captain is a powerhouse character, it's going to be able to lock the orbs for 1 turn. So if you don't really want the orb block, or you don't need the orb block, you can basically just get the 1.75 boost for 2 turns and get that really, really well off. This can be extremely strong for Enel teams, even though your captain is not a powerhouse character. You may not need the locked orbs for 2 turns, but getting a 1.75 type boost for 2 turns is extremely good. So I definitely, if you're going to be pulling on this batch for any unit, this Niji character is probably the best unit of the batch, besides, of course, Judge himself. Now, Dex Yonji is going to be a Dex character that, when the captain is a Dex or side character, boosts the attack against delayed enemies by 1.75 for 1 turn, and when the captain is a powerhouse character, adds 40 times additional attack and typeless damage on top of that for a tiny bonus. So if you basically hit a good, great, or perfect, you add 40 times attack to this unit. So if your character is, say, if this character is, say, 1500 attack, we'll just say that, it would be 60,000 damage a hit, and it would be just below what what's his name, Sabo gives as well. So being a conditional booster and an additional damage booster, that part is really good. This Yonji, I think, is also the 2nd best unit in this batch. It's a really cool unit. There's only 2 characters in the entire game that are useful that do that additional typeless damage on top of Koala is one of those unit you can use. I mean, the only 2 really useful ones are Sabo and Inarashi. So I mean, having another unit in the game with a different name than anybody else is also really useful. So, I mean, it can be really, really helpful to have this character on the team. All these characters are variations of powerhouse characters. They're powerhouse fighter, they're powerhouse cerebral, powerhouse driven, or whatever. They're just all powerhouse characters, so they're definitely built around that. So I definitely recommend, if you are going to be pulling on this banner, it is going to be the best for you to be pulling for this Niji and then the Yonji as well. Those 2 are the best. And if you need the character pictures of those, guys, again, here is the Yonji, and then here is the Niji. Niji doesn't really have the best art, and Yonji kind of has whatever art as well, but they are the best units of the batch by far, in my opinion. So if you are going to be pulling, besides the Legend, those are the best 2. The next thing we're going to be going over is the Raid Caesar. Now, the Raid Caesar, we finally got his abilities out, and it's kind of an okay unit, not like a super needed unit, but he does do one thing that I really like, and he does poison all enemies, which is really cool. So his captain ability is a 2.5 times attack to cerebral and driven type, so you do get another cerebral and driven captain as well. So having a dual captain is really nice. You'll be able to have a cerebral driven team if you want to. That part is really cool. But there's no cerebral driven booster, I believe, so you can't really do that, can you? I mean, it's kind of weird. There's probably going to be another character that does that or something to that effect. His special ability deals 40 times attack and typeless damage to all enemies, so basically a wave clear. Mediocre wave clear. Seeing how fully limit broken, he's going to be maxing at about 1500 damage. He will do about 67,000 damage or so, fully limit broken without any cotton candies whatsoever, as an AoE to the enemies. Now, for 2 turns, he's going to boost the orbs of Driven and Cerebrals by 1.75. That part's really good. And it's also going to poison all enemies, which I think is a very strong ability to have. The Raid Caesar is going to max all the way down at 14 turns, and I think it's going to be 13 for limit broken? No, I think it's 14. It goes from 29 to 14, not much anyway. And that part's okay. Now, going into the Sugofest itself, the Sugofest is going to be, first multi is going to be all golds or red. Second multi is a whatever. You're going to basically have a blank multi. Third multi is going to be a guaranteed Germa poster on the +1 character, which can be Judge or can be one of the other characters. Fifth and ninth multi are going to be a guaranteed red on the 11th pull. So any multi final, the +1 poster will be gold. Now, that means that you can have silver, it's gold or better. So you can have silver characters or gold characters on the second multi on. So if you're going to do the this Sugofest and you're going hard, I don't know if I recommend it. This is one of those Sugofests for like super endgame players that are really looking for building out a really big team, as well as whales. This is not really like a Sugofest that you're going to be, I think you should pull on. I think this is one of those ones you should wait unless you really want the entire batch. You have to whale for the entire batch in order for it to be good, and you're not even guaranteed to get Judge, so it's kind of difficult to do. And there's no boost on legend rates or anything like that, so it's just gonna have normal rates. There's only going to be a guaranteed red poster on the 5th and 9th multi, so you're probably going to have to do 9 multis to get to see like 4 or 5 legends, and hope that one of those is going to be a Germa character. So going to be Judge, and hopefully you get all the batch within those 9 multis. So I would recommend holding off on this banner if you are really doing it. It's a very sick banner. The units are amazing and they go really well together. But it's one of those ones you can wait if you're going to be a free-to-play player and you're not really worried about this. It would definitely be a decent reroll Sugo, so if you're going to be looking for rerolling on the Sugo, this would be a great Sugo to do that, because you're going to get all gold on or red on the first multi, so really good for rerolling there. There's going to be only Slasher, Powerhouse, and Drijin legends available. So it's going to reduce the legend pool significantly, which is really cool. So you can only pull like Inarashi, freaking Wizard Powerhouse on Quick Lucci, you can pull Kainu, you can pull, who else is there? There's a couple other ones. I can't think of them all right now. Kizaru would be a great one as well. There's a lot of good legends that are available in the Sugofest, but I still recommend holding off. It's not like, this is an average Sugofest. This is not like a super hype, I have to pull in this to get every single unit in the game Sugofest. Well, I guess that would be that kind of Sugofest. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of One Piece Treasure Cruise News. I'm Sekapoko, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you do like the video, of course, please hit the like and subscribe button down below. And, of course, have a great rest of your day. Peace.